Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Do you expect the 2022 Major League Baseball season to start on time? And interestingly enough, moments ago, I checked the Twitter results. It was like 57% of respondents said, no, they don't expect the MLB season to start on time because of this lockout. And on YouTube, actually close to 80% said, yeah, they do. So that just tells me, Darrin, that people are very split on this. I'm not sure how many people really saw it coming. The ardent hardcore fans did. I don't think the casual fans saw it coming out of a pandemic with $1.4 billion handed out ahead of the end of the CBA on Wednesday in free agency. And now this, the one article or the one comment that I read out of all of this, which upset me a little bit, was it said nobody's losing money in MLB. Not the owners, not the teams, not the players. Nobody's losing money. So we go back to, we've been saying it for decades, millionaires fighting over money. Now it's getting close to billionaires fighting over money. I'm not very happy about this. That's my take, but I do expect them to get it done. That's why they did it tonight or last night, first day of December, and not let this linger and get it done. But what's your take?
Yeah, that's the sense I get, and that's what you hear, is that it was a tool. Let's do this now. Let's get some pressure on this, get it resolved, so it's not something that, forces the season to be delayed.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
What is the buzz on the Vancouver Canucks?
It was a nice night. I watched that game too. I thought the Canucks played pretty well. Maybe they turned the corner. The buzz out here is more of the same that we're hearing. It's rippling across the country, right? They're upset. And it's not just that they're upset. They're highly critical of the organization. They want Jim Benning out. They think it's time for a change at the top.
How many good coaches are literally out there? Who are you putting in there? It's a legitimate question.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is. Hello, Canada and Canadian sports fans around the world. Welcome to the RP Show. It's a FlameTech Football Friday. And oh, Nelly, are we on fire? Ready to roll as I continue to broadcast from South Florida, home of the Dolphins, where they go for a fifth consecutive victory this Sunday with the New York Giants in town. I'm going to pull the mic up a little closer here. And we have the Moose. He's on the road as well. Same location, but he's bouncing around Langley, British Columbia. And before we get into the latest chapter of Only in the CFL, breaking news within the last hour. Moose, would you mind telling the folks where you're going to be joining us from for the next couple of hours? Looks beautiful there.
Yeah, and you know it is. It's the Langley Events Center in beautiful Langley. Over the shoulders, the mountains. Looks amazing. The arena is beautiful. It's been around here for a little while now. The home of the Vancouver Giants, but it's home of the Trinity Western University Spartans. Their basketball, volleyball teams play here. The hockey team plays here. This is where they played last night. So I'm in the banquet room overlooking the trees, the mountains. They're actually just hitting the ice for practice right now.
Yeah, and their head coach, Barret Kropf, is going to be joining us coming up later on in hour one. In that very room, Garth Butcher came and addressed the Regina Pats 20-ish years ago. I was there for former Pats captain, Vancouver Canucks great, right in that room, Moose. So anyways, glad to have you aboard from Langley, BC, as I broadcast from gorgeous South Florida. So anyways, breaking news. Well, I had it all lined up here to play on my phone, but now the YouTube is playing ads, so I can't. Breaking news from the Canadian Football League, if it is breaking news. Before we get into the quick six and everything else, this is so unbelievable, I almost can't believe it. David Naylor from TSN, the CFL's insider from TSN, tweets moments ago, hearing Toronto Argonauts quarterback McLeoud Bethel-Thompson has been sent home and is being held out of practice today because of attending the Raptors game at his team's request. It's a violation of CFL COVID protocol, which states he must now quarantine 4 days. Game day is Sunday. Well, to say CFL critics are having a field day with this would be a massive understatement. Can I just go back a minute? This is the warm-up for eCold Electric. Come see our sales staff and in-house specialists for all your electrical needs, which means we cover all the topics here in the warm-up. And I'll get to last night's NHL for our American friends, particularly those here in South Florida that are so excited about another huge comeback win by the Panthers last night. But let's just walk it back. You don't have to be a CFL fan to appreciate this news that just came down. The conference championship game is Sunday, 2 days from now. The starting quarterback for one of the teams, the Toronto Argonauts, went to the Raptors game last night. They showed him on the big screen. I saw the tweet, and we find out today he's being held out of practice. It was a breach of COVID protocol, and as it stands, according to the Adam Schefter of the CFL, he's not going to be able to play because it was a breach of COVID protocol. Are you kidding me? Stop the world. I want to get off. This actually happened. So I'll get your take, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on how this is going to play out, Moose. But what did you think when you first heard this within the last 30 minutes?
Disbelief. I mean, based on everything that we've had to deal with in sports, I mean, this is like, why should I be surprised now that this is going to happen? You know, it is just wild. And like, you know, up on the big screen, everything's great. You know, Dinwiddie's probably watching at home like, what are you doing? You know, who sent him to the game? What's happening? Why is he there? Who did this? You know, 4 days takes you to Monday. They're not going to push the game back to Monday or Tuesday.
No, starting quarterback.
You know, the starting quarterback of one of the final four teams. All right, NFC conference final, and Tom Brady can't play because he was at the Miami Heat game last night. You know,
he was at the Lightning game last night.
Exactly. He was at the Lightning game. Brady, TB12, can't play. Could you imagine? It's wild. Now, do I think it's crazy, the protocol, if that's the case? Yes, I think that's not. If he's vaccinated and allowed to be there and everything else, not allowed to be there, but he's vaccinated and, you know, it's full of vaccinated people at the Raptors game, then probably should be allowed to play. It probably shouldn't be a breach of COVID protocols. But guess what? It's the playoffs. Stay home. Stay home. It's the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm loving your take, but this is the one thing that I have not understood all season long in the CFL. And by the way, Danny Austin, good friend of ours who covers the Calgary Stampeders for the Calgary Sun, he's on a Twitter diatribe this morning, and he's saying that McLeoud Bethel-Thompson is vaccinated. So there's that. So please tell me what's wrong with him going to an NBA game. And having said that, how many times did I tell you that I was in the Queen City this summer and ran into CFL players that were coming up and hugging me, fist pounding me? Cody Fajardo was one of them. You can do that, but you can't go to an NBA game where you have to have proof of vaccination because it's MLSE. My God. I mean, this is the thing with the CFL. They're getting ripped from neck to navel, and they wonder why they have a credibility problem. Now, I said before we go any further, I would say how I think this will play out before we move on. I think this will reach the desk of the commissioner, Randy Ambrosie, because these things happen from time to time. That's why we have a commissioner. And he will overrule the COVID protocol for the weekend. And because I believe Randy is a man of integrity, will stand there and take it on the chin from all those that aren't going to like the fact that he's going to do that. But he's going to say it's the second last weekend of the season and play ball. Mm-hmm. That's what I think is going to happen. Maybe it's just too much wishful thinking, but can he? Clearly he can. He's the commissioner. He can overrule whatever he wants. But will he, Darrin? Because I don't always see things as clearly in the political realm as you do.
I know, and there's going to be some backlash. You know, probably talk to the Hamilton Tiger Cats, probably talk to Bob Young, probably talk to Orlando Steinauer and let them know what's going on. Have a conversation, get their thoughts on it. You know, doing the right thing is always the right thing, even if it's against the rules. If it's the right thing to do, it's the right thing to do. So what I could see, you know, if I'm Randy Ambrosie, I would, you know, talk to these people, and some of them will say the rules are the rules are the rules are the rules. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It's the rule. You know people like that, right? They'll never change their mind. But I could see them saying, look, what's the goal here? The goal is to not spread COVID to our teammates. The goal is to not be reckless. The goal is to not do this. Now, the team told them to go. So, $100,000 fine to the team. McLeoud Bethel-Thompson can play if between now and game day he provides 2 negative COVID tests to show that he didn't pick it up at the game. Then he can play. You know, he can get back on the field and practice with 2 negative COVID tests. So guess what? You're probably going to miss a day of practice. Team's going to get fined for being reckless, but we'll let you play. But you got to prove to us that you don't have COVID from being at the game. I could see it.
It's a speeding ticket. Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you're not just a pretty face, Moose Knuckle. So good job on that one. And we will move on, I guess. But it just reminds me of an incident. I want to say 2012 Saskatchewan Roughriders. We had a player come back from the Chicago Bears. I've told this story before, but I'll say it again. Andy Fantuz. He came back on the Friday before the Labor Day Classic. And we got cut by the Bears, and we were expecting to have him play. And all of a sudden, Paul Lapalisse, who was the head coach of Winnipeg at the time, he's like, wait, there's a rule in here that you can't, there's a 48-hour window. You can't, within that 48 hours, play if you're cut from the NFL. He can't play. So it went up to the commissioner, Mark Cohan, who was sitting at Lake Muskoka, drinking his Pilsner, the unabashed Rider fan. They said, Mark, can we get a ruling on this? And Mark Cohan, the commissioner, said, play ball, let him play. And Lapalisse was furious because you know what a good friend he is of mine. And he's like, why do we even have rules then? Right? But that's the power of the commissioner, absolute power. So, and that's what I expect is going to happen here. All those things will happen behind the scenes that you just said. There'll be an inquiry. They'll talk to all the stakeholders, blah, 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 all the fancy window dressing. But in the end, he'll play. That's my thing.
Yeah.
By the way, the poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is, who advances to the 2021 Grey Cup? And the options are the home teams this weekend, the road teams are a mix. And I'm going to vote. I've made my prediction. I think Winnipeg's going to win. I have Winnipeg, Toronto. I guess it kind of depends if Toronto's going to have a quarterback or not. Oh my God. Only in the CFL. Justin Wolf writes on YouTube, you all wonder why no one can take the CFL seriously. This is why. From Justin Wolf. From my cousin Christine, says rules are rules. And by the way, there's a lot of people like this BW writes in and says, let Macbeth be called Dum Dum. He was asked by his own team to go. Because somebody on the football operations side, probably John Murphy, maybe the head coach, Ryan Dinwiddie, running up and down the halls of BMO Field today or the Argos practice facility going, who approved this?
Somebody in the ticketing office is like pulling up the app. We need to sell more tickets. Somebody get on the phone. Can we get him on a big screen at the Raptors game in front of these people? Okay, we can do that? Okay. Ring him up. I need you to drop everything. You're going to the basketball game, right? Are you sure I should go to the basketball game? No, we need you to go to the basketball game.
Waving it. Who approved this? Oh. Only in the CFL. Anyways, that's not even our quick six show topic. So you still awake, Jordan? Can you hit the quick six show topic horn, please? Director Jordan, please, and thank you. If you can believe. We've just spent 12 minutes on what isn't even a show topic. So hang on. We won't spend nearly as much time on Thursday night football. And I'll tell you why. CeeDee Lamb had 122 yards from scrimmage. Tony Pollard had a 58-yard touchdown run. And the Dallas Cowboys beat the New Orleans Saints 27-17. New Orleans has now lost 5 in a row. The Cowboys were without their head coach, Mike McCarthy, and several assistants because of a COVID protocol outbreak. What did I say? We don't need Mike McCarthy. We'll play better without him. And why all of the commentary in Dallas this morning is that, one ugly. Who cares? We won. They should strike the term win ugly from people's vocabularies because there's really no such thing, man. If you knew how hard it was to win, you'd never say that. I don't care that they were missing Alvin Kamara. I don't care that Taysom Hill threw 4 interceptions, 3 on back-to-back series in the fourth quarter. Whatever. We won. Let's get to the playoffs without getting anybody else hurt. Let's get Zeke healthy. Let's go. Moving on to point 2. Some Canadian university football news. Waterloo Warriors quarterback Trey Ford was named the top player in Canadian university football last night. Ford captured the Crichton Trophy given annually to the outstanding player in USports football. The 6'1", 192-pound product of Niagara Falls, Ontario, threw for 1,465 yards and 10 touchdowns this season. Got the other award winners from the banquet last night. I'll get to those later. Okay, Moose? How about a Vanier Cup preview? The Vanier Cup will be a showdown of the 2 best offenses in Canada as the number 1 Western Mustangs face the number 2 Saskatchewan Huskies Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern on the CBC at Laval. But Western head coach Greg Marshall believes that defenses could dictate the pace of the game at Laval University's Stade Telus. Their defenses are some of the best in Canada as well, as the Mustangs are second in the country, while the Huskies are 5th. Western's 9-1. They earned their way to the Vanier Cup by crushing St. Francis Xavier 61-6 in the Mitchell Bowl last weekend. And as for the Huskies, their offense broke out in the fourth quarter against the Montreal Carabins, scoring 13 points on the way to a 14-10 victory. Huskies head coach Scott Flory thinks his team has not played its best football yet. So, again, we'll all be crowded around the television set on Saturday watching the Vanier Cup, won't we? We got a couple minutes left. We only got a minute left here. Let me get into the NHL. I just got so many more points here. Antonio Brown, more division finals coverage in the CFL, tonight's featured game. Let's just run through the NHL story from Thursday night. Marc-Andre Fleury stopped Alex Ovechkin in the shootout after Seth Jones tied it midway through the third, and the Chicago Blackhawks rallied past the Washington Capitals 4-3 last night. Jason Robertson scored 68 seconds in and added the go-ahead goal late in the second period as Dallas beat Columbus 3-2. The Stars have won 6 in a row. Alex Formenton scored twice, and Josh Norris broke a tie 19 seconds after Ottawa lost the lead in its 3-2 win over Carolina. Sens won. I know that was weirdly worded. Here in Sunrise, Florida, Anton Lundell scored twice, including the go-ahead goal, and Florida came back from 3 down for the second straight game, and the Panthers beat Buffalo 7-4. More on that later, but I did get a note from the Panthers this morning, Moose. Hang on. They want you all to know the Florida Panthers, in partnership with NBC6, will host a Caravan of Joy toy drive on the JetBlue tarmac out front of the arena Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. ahead of the Panthers and the Blues. Bring a new unwrapped toy to help benefit families in need this holiday season. That's what the Panthers got going on tomorrow afternoon ahead of that matinee against the Blues. Victor Hedman had 2 goals and a helper. Tampa Bay won 4-2 over the St. Louis Blues. Jeremy Swayman made 42 saves. Jake DeBrusk and Brandon Carlos scored, and Boston beat Nashville 2-0. Erik Karlsson scored 39 seconds into overtime to hand New York its 9th straight loss. The Sharks beat the Islanders 2-1, and Kirill Kaprizov had 2 goals and an assist as Minnesota kept rolling with a 5-2 win over New Jersey. Not done just yet. Canadian teams, Cale Makar scored to put Colorado ahead to stay late in the second. The Avs beat Montreal 4-1. Andrew Mangiapane and Milan Lucic scored on the power play. Flames won again, 4th in a row on the road, 3-2 at Los Angeles. This is the warm-up. We're only like halfway through it. Hang on, everybody. It's brought to you by Ecol Electric on a FlameTech Football Friday. We'll get into all these fun topics and more when we come back. You're watching on Game Plus Television, YouTube, live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
I started the Chatler Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West's mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I am proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Beautiful Langley Event Center, home of the Trinity Western Spartans. That's where Moose comes to you from today, and that's one half of the program. This FlameTech Football Friday is I broadcast live from South Florida. As always, FlameTech Football Friday brought to you by FlameTech, locally owned and operated industry leaders in commercial and industrial combustion technology. And there is something that I want to talk about for our NFL friends and viewers. Antonio Brown and two other NFL players have been suspended immediately for 3 games by the league for violating COVID-19 protocols. The Tampa Bay wide receiver and teammate Mike Edwards were suspended Thursday. Free agent John Franklin III, if he's signed by a team, is also ineligible to play in the next 3 games. All 3 have accepted the discipline and waived their right of appeal. The NFL Players Association, which developed the protocols along with the league, represented the 3 players during a review of the recent allegations that players misrepresented their vaccination status. So they lied about it. So we'll come back around on that. But I'm telling you, I got to stop. Here's the story of the day. The starting quarterback of the Toronto Argonauts, who will host the East Conference Championship Sunday, at BMO Field in Toronto has been sent home from practice today because he attended the Raptors game last night. The Toronto Raptors Milwaukee Bucks game was interviewed on TSN, shown on the big screen, deemed a COVID protocol breach, and that's why he was sent home and has to quarantine for 4 days. And oh yeah, the game is in 2 days. Darrin, I don't know what you did in the commercial break, but I went to Facebook and read the comments from our viewers on our Facebook page from the Rod Pedersen Show. They're more hilarious than anything that you and I could say.
I know.
Chastity Lynn writes on Facebook, she says, I read that he was asked to attend by the Argos to promote ticket sales. So it seems the Argos brass are not aware of the CFL rules. From Chaz Clark on Facebook, whose avatar, by the way, is the Florida Panthers, #time to hunt. He says, this is on the player. You don't do anything to jeopardize your chance to play in a playoff game. From Don Stanley on Facebook, I'll be more interested to see if the CFL reviews the rules because it is Toronto after all. I could sit here and read these all day. Just one more from Tank Abbott, watching in the Energy City. He says, what a bunch of BS. Simone Lawrence probably invited him and then didn't show.
Oh,
Simone
no.
Lawrence plays for the rival Hamilton Tiger Cats. So I wouldn't put it past him.
Yo, bro, meet you at the game.
At 9, wear a suit.
Wear a suit. So Jamie Nye, I saw his tweet from the radio station in Regina. And he's like,
What'd he say?
get thrown in a drunk tank, celebrating at the bar after a big win, spend the night in the drunk tank, no quarantine. Go to the basketball game to promote ticket sales for the championship, you got to quarantine.
I did see our friend Johan, who is one half of the Better With Age podcast, hosted with Johan and Charleston Hughes of the aforementioned Toronto Argonauts. He put on our Facebook page, at least he wasn't hangry, which is what happened with the player that was detained by police on Sunday night. Like, no! From Jordan Ewart on YouTube, #blame Trudeau. And I feel like we're all out of order here. You can't blame the government on this because these are CFL rules. But I guess, if we're going to try and walk this back a little bit, are people being too hard on the CFL in this instance by chance?
Probably. Just because I hold out some faith that they're going to get this right. Okay? And they're going to do the right thing and Randy's going to step in. If this is the policy in place, it was put in place for a reason, to keep the players safe. Maybe the fact is that they're allowed to go out when you're vaccinated and go to different places and be around your family, but maybe you're not supposed to gather in crowds of more than X, and that would be why a game would be off limits, right? But they're going to sort this out. He'll be able to play with a negative COVID test. I would hope and really hope that that's the case. Otherwise, this throws a lot of things into question, not just the game, betting lines that they want to get off the ground, ticket sales, credibility. Toronto's already an unengaged market. We need to fix this quickly.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just, if you're the CFL, it's like whack-a-mole with all these problems and things that come up. Whack, whack, whack. Here's the latest. Okay, so hang on. Clark says we might have a candidate for Taco Time comment of the week. I just want to read a few comments here. Reagan Smith texts in on the 902 line. You can always reach us at 902-518-3033. Reagan says, hey, Roddy, just curious where you're hosting your show from. Regina Boy asking here. Good to see your show on television. Yes, you can find us every day on Game Plus Television, and we are broadcasting the show from beautiful, hot and sunny South Florida, hence the Miami Dolphins golf shirt today. They're home to the New York Giants on Sunday. Craig in Calgary. writes in and he says, it's getting harder and harder to defend the Mickey Mouse decisions made by the league. Maybe we do need a Danny Garcia and The Rock to bring some professionalism. From Craig in Calgary. Jeff Caldwell in Redmond, Oregon says, Rod, how are you surviving with no taco times in Florida? Do you have your Mexi fries shipped in? There is a taco time in Miami. Jeff clearly missed that. It was last week, I think we were talking about. There's a taco time in Miami. I'm good.
I wonder if they'd send you the pre-frozen stuff, and you could just, with the little like mom used to do with the preheat the oven to 350, bake for 12 to 15 minutes, right?
Mom, Mexi fries. Mike Lee.
Spicy.
Clip that.
Mom,
Mydale
the
Mike.
Mexi fries.
Mydale Mike is watching in Hawaii. He says, do you really need a warm-up when you're in Florida? And he goes on to say, the Langley Event Center is spectacular. It is beautiful. And that's where Darrin's broadcasting from, home of the Spartans. By the way, there's a delivery office over my shoulder here. You can't see it on the screen, but there's trucks coming and going all the time. And I can hear these guys and gals talking all the time behind me. And this morning, you'll be happy to know, Moose, I heard one guy say, man, is it hot out here? So in Celsius terms, it's close to 30 today.
Yeah.
Right around 80 in Fahrenheit terms. From Pat in Saskatoon, he says that Arbuckle trade is looking pretty good right now. For who? Oh, man. By the way, just found out. Notification. New York Giants quarterback Daniel Jones ruled out for Sunday's game here at the Miami Dolphins. Ward McPherson, watching in Winnipeg, he's a Bomber fan, says, guys, why is that a COVID protocol breach? I don't know. And that's another thing, by the way. Do you not think I was a little surprised that this came from Naylor because he works for TSN, the state-sponsored PR arm of the Canadian Football League. TSN broadcasts all their games. Dunk, I could see. Don't you think the TSN or the CFL people, maybe even the Argos would be going, Dave, please, Dave, do us a solid and don't. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how this insider stuff works anymore. That's why I got out of it. That's why people are slowly understanding. I just want to sit here every day for a couple of hours and talk about this stuff. They can dig in the corners, and we'll stand in the slot and fire them home. Top cheese.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you know why this is a COVID protocol breach?
Again, I got to do some research while you're in the interview segments and the rest of the hour. But my first instinct, just being a business guy and kind of understanding this as I do, they've put in rewards for being vaccinated. You can spend more time with your family. You can go out to eat on the road. You can do these certain things. But my guess is that that's capped. So it would be, you're still not allowed to be in crowds of X amount of people. You're not allowed to be at events like ABC that would have more people indoors. I would think those things would all be in place. And so that's why a Raptors game would be against the protocol. So they still have different rules than just the regular vaccinated public. That's always been the case. So that's why I would think this would be part of the protocol.
Chris Bird, watching in King City, Ontario on YouTube, says, according to Dave Marasuti, who I'm assuming is a reporter, he says, Antonio Pipkin is taking that first team reps at practice today. That is a fact. Well, he has to, because McMeth has been sent home. Somebody's got to take first team reps. But I'm still of the mind that between now and Sunday, Randy Ambrosie, not if they can find him. I'm sure they know where he is, but we have not seen him for quite some time. Randy Ambrosie will rule that Macbeth can play. By the way, I appreciate Jason from Red Deer watching on the Puck and Pigskin podcast. He says 20 likes, only 30 more to go, people. Come on. Everybody smash the like button on YouTube, please. Jason's behind that, and I appreciate it. Producer Clark, you said you had a candidate for the TacoTime comment of the week. What is it? Lay it on us. What do you got? Are you going to put it up on the screen? Here it comes, he said. Here it comes. Ryan H., I can't read it. At least Macbeth saw a good game. Raptors won. I still like my cousin Christine's better. Which, by the way, are they trying to say that Macbeth wasn't at the game? Like Arash Madani pointing out, and by the way, for those that don't know, the quarterback in question's name is McLeoud Bethel-Thompson, nicknamed Macbeth for short. Arash Madani screenshotted the Argos tweet that had Macbeth on the big screen at the game last night, which the Argos have subsequently deleted. So they're going to try and say that he wasn't
on
there?
the screen. He was on the screen. It's like me tweeting out tomorrow, I wasn't on the Rod Pedersen Show Friday. Like,
Right, exactly.
yeah, it's screenshotted. He was, no, they're not, they can't.
Carlos, hang on. From John Ohm. He says, what goes good with tacos? More tacos. I'm waiting for it. I guess we're not getting it.
Spicy.
Yeah, that'll work.
Bingo.
More from, where is that? Carlos in Indianapolis. Rather, yeah, the comments have really picked up. They've really gotten spicy. Carlos in Indianapolis says, if Macbeth is out and the Argos advance, do you have a quarterback controversy for the Grey Cup? I know Carlos is an ardent football fan, and I would go so far as to say a football guy, and I know we got a break here. Don't put the cart ahead of the horse. Let's get Sunday sorted out and win the game and game plan for whoever's the quarterback. Then we'll worry about next week if you're the Toronto Argonauts. Anyways, we'll pause. Moose, see you in a bit. Kay?
Sounds good.
Okay. It's a FlameTech Football Friday, and we'll be back in a moment. You're watching on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds, feeling the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama, I live for the emotion. No one can take me down. Bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics, Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Our B show continues. Live look-in at Trinity Western University, home of the Spartans and the Langley Event Center. By the way, just ahead of their head coach, and we will get back to the football talk. The head hockey coach out there has spent some time on the CFL. We'll get to that. But welcoming another brand new partner to the program today, Tough Tribe for Men. Contains aloe vera, botanicals, and antioxidants traditionally known for their scalp and hair benefits. We love our men. Welcome to the Tough Tribe. Available today at toughtribeformen.com, Amazon Canada, and coming soon to a salon near you. Today's the last day of our contest. Text Tough Tribe to our text number. You'll see it on the screen. Each day we're giving away a prize pack worth $150. Tough Tribe for Men. The number 902-518-3033. Tough Tribe for Men. Glad to have them on board. Barret Kropf is the head coach of the men's hockey program at Trinity Western University, where Darrin's been all week long. And we'll come around on the CFL chat with Barret in a moment. But we'll start with hockey. Can we get him on the screen, guys? There we go. Appreciate you, Barret. Always good to see your face. Always good to talk hockey with you. And thanks for having us out there this week. How's it been with the Spartans?
Yeah, it's been great to have Darrin out here and just showing him some of the campus and it's back God's back country here in terms of all the amazing stuff that's around.
Yeah, no kidding. It's very cool for us to be continent-wide with the RP show today. Can you explain to our viewers why this is a huge sports weekend for Spartan athletics?
Yeah, I mean, this season is our first year into U Sport, being elevated from the BCIHL. We've had some success there, and now we've made the jump to the highest league in the country, along with teams like there in Saskatchewan, the U of S Huskies, and the Cougars out of Regina. And so we're pretty excited about it. And then our crosstown rival here is the UBC Thunderbirds. And so last night we played them, and then tomorrow night we'll play them again here at the Langley Event Center. And so it's part of the motive for having you guys out here to kind of help promote what we're doing here, try to get a crosstown rivalry built up with UBC. And obviously just to kind of showcase the school and everything that's going on within it.
Well, I hope we've been able to do that with you. I appreciate you putting your people on. And we do have a lot of viewers across BC. TELUS Optic TV carries Game Plus, the channel which carries us daily. So we appreciate hearing from all of them. So you had UBC last night. You got them again tomorrow. How did the game go last night with the Thunderbirds?
We took the loss, but it was one of our better games on the season. Aside from giving up 6 power plays where they capitalized and went 50%, we skated for them for probably 30 or 40 minutes. And so when we're playing 5-on-5, we're, UBC is ranked number 2 in the country. So for our young team to be able to have that kind of confidence to skate with the second-ranked team in the country, I think gives us some momentum going into tomorrow night as well.
We just saw the shot of your dressing room of the goalie's stall. There can't be any more Berkalevs than Burke That's Burke, right? I know that you chased him down last year. Calgary kid. I love him. Rookie of the year in the SJ with a last place team. How's Burke? And I know I don't say it right, but you know who I'm talking about. How's Burke been for you guys this year?
Yeah, Burke's been a great addition to our team. He's going to be part of our program moving forward as a freshman coming in, and we got really three great goaltenders. We got Taylor Joseph that came over from the OUA as a grad transfer, and then another Saskatchewan product and Isaac LaBelle out of Saskatoon. So we're really comfortable with our three goaltenders right now. We got a good mix of like a senior guy and then a third and a first year. So we're going to be continue to build around those guys, and we've actually got 17 players from Saskatchewan that either are from Saskatchewan or played in the Western League and the SJHL with Saskatchewan-based teams. So obviously that's been my own old stomping grounds there in Riderville, and I just love my Saskatchewan players, and so we continue to bird dog and scout that region for sure.
Here's a little inside tip. You might have heard it. In the hockey world, they say if a player came from a place that starts with an S, you can rely on him or her. Saskatchewan or Sweden. Ever heard that one, Barret?
Well, I've heard the Saskatchewan part for sure. We've had a Swiss player that was the top goal, and he's back playing professional hockey in Switzerland. So I guess the S's do carry forward on that side.
Hey, you got your first win. Congratulations last weekend with the bump up into Canada West. Tell me about that game and what you did with the puck and what that night was like.
Yeah, it was a pretty emotional night. It's been a 9-year journey for us to be able to, build the program here and have some success in the college ranks, and then to be able to put a team together and a staff together to be able to go into Edmonton last weekend and get that win was really special. Even when we got the empty net to make it 6-4, I was still nervous with 30 seconds left, and pretty emotional locker room afterwards. We got the puck, and there's 3 of our players that got their first goals of the season. So it was a really team effort. It was, guys that were just willing to block shots and take hits and stay disciplined that got us that win last weekend.
Have you by now played the UFS Huskies yet? And if you haven't, will you? Are they on your schedule?
Yeah, we were in Saskatoon a couple weeks ago to face Mike's team there. As everyone may know, Mike Babcock, he's helping kind of steady the ship in Saskatoon, and he's got a really good team built around to find success this year as well. So we went up there. We lost both those games, but it was a good contest, and I think that we're just continuing to. They say if you're not winning, you're learning, and so each of these losses that we've taken, we're learning from it, and we're improving each weekend, like we saw here, and last night, like I said, it was probably one of our best games, even though we took the loss, and so we can build on that confidence for tomorrow night.
Well, I often wonder, for any of you coaches, what it's like to look across and see Mike Babcock on the opposing bench. Was there a little bit of stargazing there, or were you like right into game mode all of a sudden and didn't even flinch you?
Yeah, I mean, there's that moment when the anthem's going, you're looking around at your guys and seeing if they're excited and where they're at, and then you look across and you're like, oh, there's Babs, but once the puck drops, it's we're trying to keep our guys motivated and strong, and it gets heated and battles on the ice, and there's some glances across from each other and some eyebrows raised at each other and stuff like that, but it's all in the spirit of competition because Mike wants the best from his players and I want the best from mine, and afterwards we're able to talk about things and make sure everything's moving forward as we continue to develop men and be leaders on and off the ice.
Last one for you, Barret. What's your best pitch for Trinity Western University? Not just men's hockey, but athletics and the school itself for the viewers out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's our athletic program is incredibly well supported by the school. All of our teams find success. We got number 1 ranked, top 10 ranked teams in the country. Our women's soccer team lost in the national final in penalty kicks. Our men's volleyball coach has got poached to go coach the national team. And so our athletes aren't just hanging out with some of the best coaches in the country, but also with the best athletes. And so it's that environment of excellence and pursuing excellence at every area. In the classroom, I think one of our fortes is that it's small class sizes. You got 17, 18 students per professor. And so it's it's almost like a high school class setting where the profs know who you are. They're invested into your education outcome. And for guys coming out of junior hockey, maybe haven't been in school for 3 or 4 years, it's really intimidating to go into a classroom of 300-400 people, as opposed to coming into a classroom of 15 to 18 students. The learning outcomes are much better, and so we're excited to offer that wide selection of classes even for the athletes to be part of it all.
Well, Barret, so proud of the road that you've been on and where it's going. I appreciate you having us out there. You've been a supporter since day one, so thank you. And I'll say happy holidays. I know you got a great holiday coming up, so thanks for the time, man. Keep it going.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, Rod. Much appreciated. We're always want to support the show and everything else moving forward as well. So thanks for your time and for Darrin being out here as well.
Thank you, bud. Trinity Western hockey coach Barret Kropf joining us from the Langley Event Center. When we come back, TacoTime, viewer takeover, a sports update if we have time, and all ball in hour two, including a chat with Darrin Bauming from Bonfire Sports Winnipeg in advance of the West Final. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall. Or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Hey, Rod Squad. Now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show. Official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Another great shot of Langley, BC, and Trinity Western University. That's where one half of the RP show is coming to you from here on this Friday, a FlameTech Football Friday. And it is time for TacoTime viewer takeover. Did you know TacoTime has been around for 40 years in Canada? This iconic brand and a Canadian favorite serves over 3.2 million burritos, 2.5 million tacos, and over 1 million Mexi fries every year. And I think that's just to viewers of the RP show. And my cousin Christine in Medicine Hat's watching. She says, Tacoma, Washington was the first TacoTime, opened in 1963. How about that? Come on, where's Rick Regan today?
That? I like it.
Listen, I'm just going to do it now, guys, so we can stop. Because there's been finally some great comments have come in here. Like Stacy Champagne from Access World Headquarters has written in and said, a rider loss is not something I want to taco about. You guys all waiting to the end. You're cramming the 11th hour. Chris won this on Wednesday with her comment, which was, why did the taco, do you have it? Why did the taco or the burrito and the Mexi fries cross the street? To get to the hot sauce, of course. She wins with that. Okay? She was the leader in the clubhouse. So, Chris, we're going to be sending you a $50 gift card, courtesy our friends at TacoTime. I'm just calling it now. It's over. I noticed people saying that the comments have been spicy today, and that's what you want, particularly for TacoTime. The big story, which we will continue into hour 2 and spend way more time on that, is the Argos quarterback sent home from practice today, McLeoud Bethel-Thompson, because he breached COVID protocols by going to the Raptors game last night at the team's request to promote Sunday's East Final, which he now presumably can't even play in. It is another only in the CFL moment. I'm still predicting that he will play. And I'll get more into that next hour. But from the Puck and Pigskin podcast and YYC, Jason from that podcast writes in, he says, I'm sure the Argos lawyers from Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe will have Macbeth's back. Last minute of play in hour 1. Last minute of play in hour 1. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, Rod, you ruined it. That could be a lot of things, Jeff. What did I ruin? I'm sorry. The punchline? So Chris, if you're watching, cousin Chris, our producer is saying, make sure you text us 902-518-3033 so that we can arrange the delivery of the gift card. Can you get on that, Chris? We'll actually talk about the games. Aaron says, I'd be very surprised if the Riders beat the Bombers. We saw how they played the Bombers this season. We'll get into talk about the actual games when we come back in hour 2. All right? Right after this break here on Game Plus Television.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
I started the Shatler Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is, and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I'm proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
What is the buzz on the Vancouver Canucks?
It was a nice night. I watched that game too. I thought the Canucks played pretty well. Maybe they turned the corner. The buzz out here is more of the same that we're hearing. It's rippling across the country, right? They're upset. And it's not just that they're upset. They're highly critical of the organization. They want Jim Benning out. They think it's time for a change at the top.
How many good coaches are literally out there? Who are you putting in there? It's a legitimate question.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hi. Yes, it is. And it's hour 2 of the RP Show is brought to you by Great Western Original 16 Beer. Beautiful, hot, sunny day here in South Florida. Working our way towards a Dolphins game day on Sunday as the Miami Dolphins go for their 5th consecutive victory. New York Giants in town, who we just learned today have scratched their quarterback, Daniel Jones, for the game. We got the Moose joining us from Langley, BC. We are literally continent-wide. He is at the Langley Event Center, home of the Trinity Western Spartans hockey program. How you doing, Moose? Got to get that coffee going.
I am great. I actually got this delivered, so life is good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, they're really taking care of you out there. So we got a lot of viewers today on this FlameTech Football Friday. We got a lot of sponsor mentions to get in there, too. I promised that we would talk about the actual games and not the guffaw, the egg on the face of the Argos on the CFL today. The big story, if you missed it, which we covered an hour ago and it broke just before we went to air. Toronto Argonauts quarterback McLeoud Bethel-Thompson not at practice today with the Argos in advance of the Eastern Final Sunday, which they're hosting against the Hamilton Tiger Cats because he was at the Raptors game last night. And that's a breach of the CFL's COVID protocol. David Naylor of TSN broke the story. And you feel sorry for a lot of people here. The Argos made a big deal out of it. Shoot, I think the Raptors made a big deal out of it. And TSN, too, they interviewed him. Nobody thought to think about this might be a COVID breach. So anyways, that's what we've been talking about here. Randy is watching in Powell River, BC on Game Plus TV. Randy says maybe it's a publicity ploy to bring attention to the league and consequently the game Sunday. They might have already worked it out. Wouldn't surprise me. Can you imagine? Would you subject yourself to this ridicule on purpose? Did they not think that this is what people would think? There's no way there's no, what? You don't tell me you thought this.
No. I wish that they would think to do this. I wish they would be that creative and outside the box. And, not that they would plant him at the game and fake the whole thing, but to sit there and think, we're all talking about it. Now we're all wondering if he's going to play. We're all wondering what this game's going to look like. Probably going to get me to tune in. Like, there's a lot of intrigue now and storylines, and that's wonderful. But then he plays, but he hasn't practiced for 2 days or 3 days or at all. No, they're not. They didn't do it. They didn't do this on purpose. They're not, trying to do this just to drum up storylines. But it'd be kind of cool if they did.
From DG, texting in on the 902 line in Saskatoon. He says, morning, guys. Attending an NBA game should come with a year-long suspension for any walk of life. The thought of giving the NBA any money makes me nauseous. I like the NBA. I like the NBA. Yeah. Come on, let's not be like that.
Yeah.
Howard, watching in the sweatpants capital, writes in, he says, CFL bashers, give it a rest. NFL has daily COVID announcements, fake records, coaching staff not eligible, quarterbacks out. See Rodgers, Roethlisberger, etc. Well, this is a staunch CFL defender, of which there are many coming out of the woodwork here defending the CFL in this instance, and I just don't know how you can. Arash Madani from Sportsnet, just go have a look at his Twitter feed right now, okay? Arash's. And he's like 20 years in pro sports. Today takes the cake. Danny Austin, who covers the league for the Calgary Sun, he has said on Twitter, furious and livid at the CFL for allowing this to happen. At worst, it's a case of right hand not knowing what the left hand's doing. At best, I don't even know what's best. From Phil in Dauphin, Manitoba watching, he says, I'm hoping there must be more to this story because Luchez Purifoy of the Saskatchewan Roughriders was at a bar, got drunk, ended up in jail. He wasn't sent home to quarantine, nor is at risk of missing the game. I mean, he followed the protocol, so which means he's vaccinated, so hopefully this gets overturned. Hashtag Go Bombers. Hashtag Bob's your uncle. From Phil in Dauphin, Manitoba.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, the difference is in the black and white. It's, he was at a bar, that's allowed. Restaurant, small, not a big crowd. I don't know how many people were in the drunk tank that night. So I don't think it was, 15,000 or 18,000 or 20,000, whatever they're at the Raptors game there. But that would be it. It'd be in the protocol that gatherings over a certain size you're still not allowed to do and blah, blah, blah. But they can still get it right by make him provide the negative tests, make him miss a couple of days of practice while he waits for the results of those tests and let him play. Let him play.
Regan, watching in Regina, has texted on the 902 line and says, guys, what are your thoughts on Bo Levi Mitchell throwing more interceptions than touchdowns this year? What are my thoughts? My thoughts are these. Bo Levi Mitchell has the winningest winning percentage of all time in CFL history. He's earned at least one off year, maybe more. That's my take. He played on a broken leg, for the love of God. Give him a break. And I understand that's what Bo was referring to after the Western semifinal with the injuries that he was playing with that he didn't tell anybody about. What's my take on Bo throwing more interceptions than touchdowns? He was due an off year. He was playing hurt. One season will not define Bo Levi Mitchell's career, but bump. Come on. Look at the. Do you have the viewers up, Moose? Can you see them? Are
no.
The comments?
No.
On YouTube right now, somebody's just written in with the account Macbeth and wrote, hello. Is this the actual McLeoud Bethel-Thompson watching on YouTube right now?
Yeah.
How about that?
How about that?
Just drops in with a casual. Sup, guys?
I'm just sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
The news this morning.
Hold my feet to the fire, please, on getting your NFL picks in for Week 13 in a minute. But first, here is my take on the West Final, which, frankly, I thought we would spend far more time on today than we have. I read the game notes. It's Saskatchewan at Winnipeg, Sunday afternoon, and I believe it's 4:30 Eastern. Winnipeg, as we know, is favored by 8 points. BetRegal.net. The host team of the West Final has won 5 of the last 6 years in the West, and the only year that didn't was when Winnipeg beat Saskatchewan. Okay, 5 of the last 6 hosts in the West Final won, and it was the Riders that lost the lone time. Out East, the East Final winner has been the home team the last 6 consecutive years. Winnipeg has not allowed this few of points since 1958. Of Jackson, Jeffcoat, and Willie Jefferson's 16 sacks combined this year, Darrin, 5 have come against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And here's the real doozy. Get ready. Quarterback Cody Fajardo accounted for 80% of the Roughriders' offense last week against, frankly, sorry to say, the woeful Calgary Stampeders, who the Riders beat. There's like no stats at all that would indicate that Saskatchewan's going to win this football game on Sunday. So my prediction is the Bombers will win by less than 7. I think the only win Saskatchewan has on Sunday is beating the spread, which is 8. That's my take on the game. Have you spent much time on this?
No, I have. Paths to victory, but not a lot for the Riders. There really isn't. I mean, they're all there. All traffic lanes are open for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. All of them. Defense, offense, special teams, kicking, running, passing, penalties, time of possession. You name it. There are some paths to victory, though, for the Riders. There are some. They have some playmakers on defense. So if you can make some plays, namely a timely interception, you might have to take it to the house. If Jamal Morrow can break another kick for a touchdown, back-to-back weeks, the odds will not be in his favor. But if you can make a play, you can turn the game. And then Cody's the path to victory. If he can find enough big plays in the game and just chew the clock up enough, which means don't turn it over, have extended drives. They're going to need to use William Powell. There are some paths to victory, but they have to play a perfect game. They are capable of playing a perfect game. So that's why it will be some intrigue and some interest. And we'll see if there's any karma on the side of the Riders after the goalpost fiasco the last time they played in the playoff.
So what? You're still sticking with Saskatchewan's going to win on Sunday?
Sure.
You don't sound too confident.
Not the most. I know it's not the most confident play, but it's just a something. I can't tell you. I probably wouldn't put money on it, but just have a feeling. Just a feeling.
I got a feeling. Mark Zosel is watching in Melfort, where they do the Melfort Shuffle. And he writes in on the 902 text line, and he says, maybe Willie Jefferson and Zach Caleros will go to tonight's Jets game. Pa-dum-bum. I saw John Ohm saying he was going to take the entire Bomber team to the Jets game tonight. I'm sorry. I understand people are like, come on, you're being too hard. This happens in other leagues. No, it doesn't.
No.
Wayne in Victoria, BC, watching says, morning, Rod. I think the CFL final weekend games will be close and exciting, but of course, I'm a big CFL fan. Upsets can always happen. Look at the 2019 West Final in Regina. That's for sure the truth. For sure. But I'd like to think, and nobody's really arguing with me on my prediction that Winnipeg's going to win, but I've had a front row seat to all these wars with the Roughriders over the years, and it's just the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are too thorough. They're too sharp. They've got too many pluses. If you're going to add up pros and cons, it ain't close. from what I was saying earlier. Listen, the Riders are my guys. Cody Fajardo is my favorite player in the league. Craig Dickinson's like family to me. I don't see them winning. And I look at it far more objectively than I ever have. By the way, Jeff, this is great. In Redmond, Oregon, watching, he says, the XFL would have implemented such a ploy as this Macbeth thing. He's saying to get viewership up he's saying the XFL would do it intentionally.
WWE
I don't know. Why would you make yourself, right? Why would you make yourself look so foolish? I just can't buy that this was planned. Anyways, moving on. Week 13 in the NFL opened Thursday night with the Dallas Cowboys beating the New Orleans Saints 27-17. They're calling it an ugly win in Dallas this morning. There's no such thing. There's no such thing in sports, especially pro football. Darrin is here with his Week 13 NFL picks and Nelson's prop bet of the week. Take it away, Moose.
So my fault. I didn't get the graphic into Nelson quick enough this morning.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. But I got it here.
Shame on you.
I got it here, and we'll put it on our social feeds. So watch our social media feeds. Extra incentive to do that. Philadelphia Eagles over the New York Jets. That's number one. That's the most favorite pick of the week. And it's a big one. The Eagles are favored by 7, and I think they cover that. I think they win by more than 7 against the Jets. I think the Eagles are on a get-right week. They had a tough week last week. Weapons are back. I like the Eagles in that game. I like the Chargers +3 in Cincinnati. I think the Chargers are going to be a more desperate team. If they lose this game, they might fall out of the top 7 in the AFC. I think, Justin Herbert is good. I think he is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. I think they're going to be good. I think Cincinnati has been too hot and cold. So I like on the road, the Chargers +3 in Cincinnati. And the other one I like is the line is going to be shifting on this one, but I like the Dolphins. Get in early if you can before the line shifts over the Giants at home. I like the Dolphins, who are on a bit of a roll. Right now, I think the line might have moved to 6. I still like them at 6 over the Giants this week.
There's Moose's NFL picks for Week 13. But on that NFL topic, Aaron, watching on YouTube, writes in and says, hey, what do you guys think? Will the Dolphins stick with Tua after this season or draft a new quarterback? Aaron, great question. It's what I love about being submersed in this South Florida football culture. And I mean, I truly love it. And that's from talking to football people, being around football people, listening to sports talk radio, just getting their takes. They had one of the Dolphins on today, the tight end. And yeah, they're going after their 5th straight win. But just consider this for a second. And this will feed into the answer to his question. Will they keep Tua or draft another quarterback? You can imagine how excited they are that they've won 4 in a row. But the tight end said, Darrin, he goes, we're still 5-7. He goes, going into the year, if somebody had told us that we would be 5-7 going into Week 13, we wouldn't be very happy. So my answer to you is, while Tua hasn't played all year because of, or hasn't played every game this year because of his cracked ribs, it's going to depend on how this plays out with what they do. But the owner was already looking into acquiring Deshaun Watson, and we know that. And Tua found out about that. That might have something to do with the spark in Tua's play over the past few weeks since he's come back from injury, right? He loves Miami. Miami loves him, but they're 5-7. So what will they do for next year's draft is going to depend on how this regular season ends. And they're in a tough division with the hottest team in the NFL right now, the Patriots. And the Bills supposed to be one of the top 5 in the NFL. They want to know the poll question. Yeah. They're winning, though. That's the good thing. They're winning right now. And we'll see.
They're winning now, and you're right. They didn't win when he was hurt. They're winning now. You're right. There's a thing working in Tua's favor. There's not franchise quarterbacks available in the upcoming NFL draft. Now, they're always going to pop up.
Not like last year.
But it seems like it's not. Yeah, right. It's not the year of the quarterback in the draft. So you're going to have to look at free agency. And if it's not Deshaun Watson, who now is possibly being rumored to Denver, I think that helps Tua buy him another year in Miami.
Hour 2 of the RP Show is brought to you by Original 16. Brewed in Saskatchewan, made with premium Saskatchewan ingredients, Original 16 is unfiltered for peak flavor. The viewers wanted to know our poll results, but Darrin talked too long, so we're going to save them for when we come back. Next segment, okay? We are continent-wide today. I'm here in South Florida. The Moose is in Langley, BC, and we'll be right back on a FlameTech Football Friday after this pause on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might hit your head. That could cause a traumatic brain injury that, depending on how severe it is, could take months to heal or leave you with long-term effects. Effects like getting debilitating headaches for the rest of your life. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. BDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds. Feeling the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama, I live for the emotion. No one can take me down, bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Gorgeous facility, that Langley Event Center, home of the Trinity Western University Spartans. And that's where the Moose is broadcasting from. We're down here in South Florida again, talking about the Dolphins and the Giants coming up on Sunday, 1 p.m. at Hard Rock Stadium, which is no longer Hard Luck Stadium, as I was calling it earlier in the year. I've got a sports update coming up. Haven't forgotten about the hockey peeps. We're going to talk about the featured game tonight. There's a lot in the NHL. We got 5 in the NHL, and every team in the Bermuda Triangle of the NHL is playing tonight. Oilers at the Kraken, Flames at the Ducks, and Calgary's won 4 in a row on the road. And the Jets are home to the New Jersey Devils. And speaking of that, Pat, the Jug, in Saskatoon has texted in, and he says, I can confirm the Bombers will not be sending any players to tonight's Jets-Devils game to promote Sunday's West Final. Hashtag just jokes. And for those that aren't aware or may have just joined us, the number one story in the CFL right now is that the Toronto Argonauts quarterback, McLeoud Bethel-Thompson, sent home from practice today. He breached CFL COVID protocol by attending the Raptors game last night, which his team asked him to do to promote the East Final. Darrin, I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to do you a solid. Can we bring the Moose in here? I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to give you a minute to think about this, because on our Instagram page, they're raging about this in every shape and form on the post on our Instagram at the Rod Pedersen Show. And they're saying, if one guy says, if I'm the Argos, I'm livid. Why would that be? So just hang on to that for one second. Why would you be livid at this? It's your own fault. Anyways, it was a record-breaking night for the Memphis Grizzlies Thursday. Despite playing a third straight game without injured star Ja Morant, the Grizzlies won the most lopsided game in NBA history, a 152-79 dismantling of the Thunder. Jaren Jackson Jr. nailed 6 3-pointers and contributed a season-high 27 points. Meanwhile, Fred VanVleet scored 29 points as the Raptors snapped Milwaukee's 8-game win streak, and Toronto beat the Bucks 97-93. I see that Giannis Antetokounmpo did not play for the Bucks. That had something to do with it. But we hear that McLeoud Bethel-Thompson thoroughly enjoyed the game. There are only 5 games in the NHL tonight. We mentioned the 3 involving the Canadian teams from the Bermuda Triangle. So that's about all I have on the sports update. Other than the figure skating Grand Prix final next week has been canceled over travel rules implemented during the coronavirus pandemic for the second straight season.
Oh, no.
The sports update for Ballers Rec Room. Check out our brand new line of games. Book your group or business Christmas party now for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. So if you remembered the point I was going to ask you, I'm sure the Argos are livid, but should they be livid at anybody other than themselves for what happened last night?
It really depends. Depends on how this happened. We don't know how this happened yet. Who sent them to the game? Who knew the protocols, right? Have players been going to games and not being seen? Because, be honest, it's the Argos in Toronto, right? I mean, they walk into a Raptors game or a Leafs game and the TV networks aren't going to be like, oh, there's the starting wide receiver for the Argos in the playoffs, and let's put him on the screen, right? Now, when they organize it, different story. We're going to put our quarterback here. And then the people at the arena would say, okay, which one is he? Send us a photo. Show us what he looks like so we can find him in the crowd. What seat's he going to be in, right? So who's responsible? We don't really know. The protocol would have been laid out about going out and what kind of crowds or what places you're allowed to go, what places you're not allowed to go, all those types of things. So, no, they should be livid that it even happened at all and that he was there and why he was there and how this came to be. Absolutely. But no, it wasn't a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
David in Winnipeg. David Ice writes in, he says, total miscommunication by the Argos team. They posted a photo of their quarterback on the scoreboard at the Raptors game. Brandon Banks of the Ticats earlier wanted to go to a Raptors game, was told by the CFL he wasn't allowed. So there was a communication breakdown within the Argos, which is what I said. I could just see probably Murph or maybe Dinwiddie, the head coach, running down the hallways at BMO Field today, waving the printed 3-down story. Who approved this? I don't know if anybody's going to lose their job over it or not, but some people are obviously very upset.
I want a photo inside Dinwiddie's office. Like, it's probably destroyed.
It's a starting quarterback.
I like my table would be broken. Like I would have cleared the table. I'd be just like, you'd be like the Hulk in there. How did this happen? Our season's over. And the poor little little marketing intern's like not showing up to work today. He's just like,
no, they've resigned.
God.
They've resigned.
Yes,
they've just slipped the letter under the door.
Do you remember that show Draft Day? And that poor little guy outside of Kevin Costner's office, and as Costner smashes his computer to smithereens, he's like, "What did I do? He smashed my computer." That's what's going on in the Argos office today.
The poll question: how interesting things have shifted. The poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is: who advances to the 2021 Grey Cup? There are 4 teams still left alive. And now, dramatically a shift. Hamilton, Saskatchewan leading with 35% of the votes. The viewers are voting in favor of a rematch of the 2013, 1989, 1972 Grey Cups. They're saying Toronto, nope. Both options with the Argos winning have just plummeted. Now the McLeoud Bethel-Thompson is not playing. Well, which, by the way, we had a little bit of a discussion. You can bring the Moose back on with producer Clark. Like, he has not been ruled out. And that's why I think between now and Sunday, and let's be honest, can I say it? Because the Argos are the darlings, the little darlings of the CFL head office. I think there's going to be a way that Randy Ambrosie, the commissioner, overrules the COVID protocols and allows him to play. That might be the poll question today. Should be.
Yeah, look at the precedent that's been set. I mean, not on COVID, but remember when they obliterated the salary cap? It's like, no big deal. No fine. We're going to let them go. They finished last, but like, no big deal. So it's like that favorite golden child. Mom and dad always say, well, he's just so darn cute. Can't get mad at him.
Well, you say that tongue in cheek. You say that tongue in cheek somewhat, but do you think that he'll play?
I do. I think he'll play. I think, assuming he doesn't have COVID, I think he'll play.
Yeah, so do I. And for those that have just tuned in and we're missing it earlier, Darrin thinks that he'll be subjected to COVID tests over the weekend, and once he's found to be negative, he'll be allowed to play. So, yeah, I just cut right to the chase. He'll play, and Ambrosie will. You took the long way around explaining how they will doctor that up to make it look okay.
Right.
But I just feel like, the guy that said maybe they cooked this up, the guy might actually be onto something, though, because now you have to pay attention all weekend long, especially from a betting line perspective. Which reminds me, guys, get those betting lines handy, if you don't mind, from betregal.net. And that's why I'm so overly cautious with betting, to the point that I rarely ever do it, because I'm just not that good at it. And I'm cheap. You know that I'm cheap. I don't fritter money away. That's why I have it. Things like this can go awry real fast, but are you racing to put money down on the CFL East final when you don't know yet if the all-star quarterback's going to play for Toronto? How could you?
It's gambling, right? I mean, if you think he's going to play and the line's reflecting that he's not going to play, then yes. Because I think the professional bettors would be rushing to go and put money on Hamilton right now, and as they should. But I think if you trust the CFL to get this right, then you'd be patient and you'd wait. But you're right. There's so many things that can change between now and game day that it's a hard one to bet, and you probably should stay away. But hey, if you get on the right side of it, there's some real opportunity.
Every morning I open up this new text line at 902-518-3033, and we have dozens, if not hundreds, of brand new viewers that have joined. It's a community in there. So we invite you to text in. Do it now before the end of the show with your comments. And, of course, we award the TacoTime comment of the week, $50 gift card from our friends at TacoTime. And my cousin Christine won for this week. We awarded it last hour, and I make the rules because it's the Rod Pedersen Show, and my family is eligible to win. But while we're at it, let's talk about those BetRegal.net odds for the Grey Cup. Some futures odds that our friends at BetRegal have put up. This is their own odds makers staff. This is not some software that they purchased. This is their own people. I believe we have those graphics ready to go, right? And I think that this might be motivation too for the Saskatchewan Roughriders because they are the 4th ranked team. Do we have them, guys, or not? Okay, there we go. So Darrin, actually, probably should put the camera on Darrin, but this is basically the combinations, 4 different combinations of the 4 teams that are left. If it ends up being a Saskatchewan-Hamilton final next weekend, which the viewers are voting that it will be, the Ticats will be favored by 4.5. That's how you read that. My prediction is a Toronto-Saskatchewan Grey Cup. That was until this morning. But assuming that they get past Hamilton on Sunday, the Argos will be favored by 4.5. And then there are straight futures odds, if you guys can throw those up. If you want to throw some change down, Winnipeg is the most favored team to win the Grey Cup. Of the 4 remaining, Saskatchewan's the least favored, and Toronto and Hamilton are tied. But I would think between now, as we bring the Moose back in, and thanks, guys, for that, BetRegal.net's odds makers have put that up. You can throw some change down on it right now if you want. BetRegal.net. Play for free at the Play Free Sportsbook like I do. I would expect as will change a little bit between now and Sunday. What do you think, Moose?
Yeah, they do. They'll float up and down as the money starts to roll in. It'll take 55, 60% of the money to come in on one team, and that'll move the line by a half a point or a point. And I know that's confusing to a lot of people. But it's pretty simple when you look at Saskatchewan being number 4 out of 4 teams, right? That's a little motivation. That's bulletin board material. Look at the world thinks that you don't belong here, that all 3 of these other teams have a better shot to win this Grey Cup than you. So what are you going to do about it, right? That's interesting. The only thing they think about Toronto over Hamilton in the Grey Cup, if they meet Saskatchewan, is that the over-under goes a little higher. Either way, the Eastern Division team would be favored by 4.5. That's the fun betting. I like doing that a lot. I do like betting on games every week, but I like the futures bets. So I like that when you got 4 teams left, try and pick who will win the Grey Cup now. Don't wait. Do it now. I think that's incredibly fun because you can get some better odds too. So if you really believe in the green and white, go to BetRegal, make your bet on that, whether it's for money or on the free play site, and you'll get better return by betting them now rather than waiting. So that's cool.
Football Friday is brought to you by FlameTech, locally owned and operated industry leaders in commercial and industrial combustion technology. Darrin Bauming joins us, longtime TSN Winnipeg reporter now of Bonfire Sports. Moose will come back for overtime and our final TacoTime viewer takeover of the week. We'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network across all 10 provinces and 31 states, including the state of Florida, where Game Plus is carried on TDS cable. Also live streaming daily on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You're looking inside Langley Events Center, home of the Trinity Western Spartans Hockey Club. And we appreciate the Spartans for inviting us out for 3 days. The Moose is out there. We've had plenty of great guests on from their athletics department. Just ahead of our next guest, I want to tell you we got a real treat coming up in TacoTime viewer takeover, like a first of its kind thing coming up here next segment. And from our friends at Landmark Cinema, get 30. Sorry, Clark was just talking. I thank you, Clark. The Buy 30, Get 30 event is back and better than ever at Landmark Cinemas. This year, get $40 in great movie-going savings when you buy $30 plus in gift cards. It's the perfect gift to give or gift to yourself. Get yours today in theater or at landmarkcinemas.com. Why am I laughing? It's because Clark just told me in my ear that Darrin Bauming's computer just crashed. Like, we literally come out of the commercial. Just so you know, Darrin Bauming's computer just crashed. How about that? So what I was scrambling to get here was a sports update. Talk about tonight's NHL games involving the three from the Bermuda Triangle. But now they tell me Darrin Bauming is back from Bonfire Sports and NHL.com. So there's a lot of ways that we can go with that. Can we bring him in now? There he is, Bomber. Good to see you, my man. Where are you joining us from today, by the way?
I am in the Two Jacks press box in the Bob Irving Media Center at IG Field here in Winnipeg, where, of course, we'll see the Western Final on Sunday. Behind me there, I don't know if you can see it, but Cactus Jack Wells and John Jack Matheson, the two legendary broadcasters here in Winnipeg that this press box is named after. And looking across from here, it's the Blue Bombers Ring of Honor, the 13th inductee into the Blue Bombers Ring of Honor will be unveiled on Sunday prior to kickoff. Of course, that's the legendary voice of the Blue Bombers for nearly 50 years, Bob Irving. So he will join Bud Grant, Milt Stegall, Leo Lewis, Bob Cameron, Chris Walby, my good friend, and so many other fantastic Blue Bombers here. True legends, and a deserving honor for Bob, no doubt.
No doubt, and I thank CJOB Radio for having me on their pregame show on Sunday to tee up the game and talk about Knuckles. Let's forget about the Macbeth situation in the East Final. You're here to talk about the West Final. Can you please set the scene as we sit here basically 48 hours away from game time?
Well, there is a lot of external debate, rest versus rust, right? The Winnipeg Blue Bombers really blew the entire CFL away this season, sitting at 11-1. And then had 2 final games to wrap up on the road in Montreal and in Calgary. Zach Collaros had a baby, so they sat him down or didn't even travel him to Montreal for that second last game. The final game of the regular season, he split quarterbacking with third-string quarterback Drew Brown. And really both of those games, I wouldn't say the Blue Bombers weren't going full bore. The guys on the field play to win. They always do that. That's Mike O'Shea's way. But they, rested a lot of guys. I don't think, they roster-wise approached that game the same way they would, say, this weekend's playoff game. And I think it served them well. They're extremely healthy. Jackson Jeffcoat, Brady Oliveira back in and looking good to go. Mike Miller has not practiced this week. An outstanding special teams player, CFL all-time special teams tackles leader. But he looks good to go. And I keep looking over my shoulder here because practice is still happening here at IG Field as we speak. But of course, all eyes are on Andrew Harris, who missed nearly 50 days between getting injured in the second quarter in a game against Edmonton to Wednesday this week, when it was the first time he admitted he had ran since the injury. Like, we're talking nearly 7 weeks without running. Was in the pool, was in the gym, working on Jacob's ladder to keep his fitness and conditioning where it needs to be. But really, Rod, he did not put any pressure or strain on that injured knee and hamstring area in his right leg. 34 years old, and we know how good he is when healthy. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are being extra cautious with him. He was limited yesterday during closed practice. Today, not a participant, in winter boots and a parka at practice. So I think it's going to go to the 11th hour whether Andrew Harris plays or not. But here's the reality, Rod. The Blue Bombers had 3 separate 100-yard rushers this season. Brady Oliveira did it a couple times. Johnny Augustine had a 100-yard game, had a 65-yard game or a 70-yard game in splitting reps with Oliveira. I don't think it matters who carries the ball for the Blue Bombers. It's that star-studded offensive line, 4 all-stars and an outstanding center as well, and Michael Couture complementing those all-stars that, really, I think, I truly believe this Western Final will be won and lost in the trenches. A very, very good Saskatchewan Roughriders defensive front, great linebackers, outstanding defensive linemen against this run attack. And then, of course, the MOP, or at least the West candidate right now, Zach Collaros at quarterback. He can beat you with his arm.
I think Buck Pierce could quarterback Winnipeg to a victory in this game. It's all about the defense. It's about Winnipeg's defense. That's what it's all about. Historically low levels of points they're giving up in the fourth quarter. So there's that. I mean, let me just ask you your take on the matchup. The point spread is Bombers by 8. Are you taking that deal or are you not taking that deal?
Well, the line opened at 6, and I know a lot of people jumped on that because look at the way the line went, right? It's jumped 2 points in just a matter of a couple days, and we're still, 48 hours away from kickoff for this game, Rod. I would take it. I think Winnipeg, going back to the rest versus rust and those last 2 games of the regular season, both losses for Winnipeg on the road, this is the strength of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. You can talk about that defense, no question. They're the best unit any of the phases across the league. They're the best in the CFL. But it's the coaching and it's the culture that Mike O'Shea has established here in Winnipeg. Every single week, we're 0-0. We want to improve to 1-0. And, time off, time away, preparation, the hard work, the right mentality, absolutely ignoring all of the external noise, trash talk, bulletin board material. It doesn't matter. The Blue Bombers have said it over and over again. They let their play do the talking. When a rookie and an all-star in DeAndre Alford, the Blue Bombers' outstanding cornerback, tells me, he lets his play do the talking. He doesn't engage in the words. He'll be guarding Duke Williams. He'll be guarding Kean Schaefer-Baker, maybe Shaq Evans on Sunday. He just says, hey, if they got words to say, I'm going to go try to make a play on the next play. When a rookie says that, then you look at someone like Adam Bighill or Andrew Harris or Stanley Bryan or Pat Neufeld, those veteran guys that really control the message inside the locker room. The screws on this Blue Bombers team are as tight as I could really imagine. That's what's most impressive. I don't expect any rust on this Blue Bombers team. I think they're going to come out on Sunday in complete control and really exert their authority. I don't care if it was the BC Lions or the Ottawa Red Blacks or Toronto or Hamilton here on Sunday. I think the Blue Bombers would be in control of that game as well.
Darrin, we got to run. Just please tell the folks about Bonfire Sports and where they can watch your previews of this big game.
YouTube.com/Bonfire Sports and bonfiresports.ca. You'll find all our links there. The legendary Chris Walby joins me for pregame coverage as always. So looking forward to a great one, Rod. And always good to be with you, my friend.
I appreciate the time, man. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Darrin Bauming from Bonfire Sports joining us. When we come back, as I said, first of its kind feature on the RP show, coming back for overtime. We'll be right back. You're watching a FlameTech Football Friday on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
You might not be injured if you slip and fall, or you might sprain your wrist, or even fracture it. A severe wrist fracture can take at least 2 months to heal properly. And it can cause you to develop arthritis that keeps you from doing something as simple as picking up your child without pain. Slips, trips, and falls can have a lifetime impact. Take safer steps with WorksafeSask.ca.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
It is overtime. It's brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the UFC, the National Hockey League, and the Seattle Kraken Fan Club. And by the way, the Greek Freak wants you to know, Georgi Nitsos, he's calling it the Dare to Dream Super Sunday at the Palace. The Riders upset the Bombers in the West Final at 3 p.m. Big screen, big sound. Then he says later the Leafs whoop the Jets. And they're sad, sad, sad in Winnipeg. I'm not saying it. The Greek Freak is at the Four Seasons. He says, you know where the CFL is on the big screen and all the NFL Sunday and NHL action as well. It's up week, baby, says George Nitsos, the Greek Freak. Well, I mentioned that we have a very special guest, and we don't have him yet. I thought we did. They're telling me we don't at the moment. It's the winner of the inaugural BetRegal.net Build Your Bank Challenge. We've been running it all of November. We had invited you, the viewers, to go play the free sports book at betregal.net. Just, you get 1,000 BetRegal points for signing up. Whoever accumulated the most points in the month of November would win their choice of a pair of Grey Cup tickets to the 2021 CFL Championship game in Hamilton, or a pair of premier tickets to the game of their choice in the CFL coming back in 2022. I can tell you right now that the winner was Rennie Bassett. Clark has told me that there is some graphics there, Clark. We have some stuff for people to look at here. There we go. That's the graphic of the Build Your Bank Challenge, which we've been running through all of November. And again, I just noted what was up for grabs. So Rennie was logging in, and now they're telling me he's not logging in. So we were hoping to have him on live. And we still await the combatants in the 2021 Grey Cup, and that is the poll question for today, who you think it will be. And today's news coming out of Toronto certainly affects that. But we've got Rennie now, and I appreciate his time here today. I appreciate him playing and watching the RP Show. Rennie, welcome to the RP Show. Congratulations on your win, man. How's your Friday going?
So far, so good. It's really good.
So before we get you to pick your prize, Grey Cup tickets or a home opener, premier tickets of your choice next year, tell me what your strategy was, how you went about winning the Build Your Bank Challenge.
Mostly just pick all the long shots and oddballs, and probably the one that I did the best with was the golf on the last tournament of the year. So,
well, I think that's what people need to know. Yeah, it was that you weren't sticking to one sport. How many different sports did you play in this to build your bank?
I was in the NHL, football, the WHL, the golf. The WHL, I think I won with the Blades a couple nights.
Where are you at, Rennie? Where do you live?
I'm in Saskatchewan.
Okay, well, we appreciate you playing. And the question we're all waiting for, the RP Show staff, the BetRegal.net staff, and of course our viewers, is what are you picking as your prize? 2 tickets to the Grey Cup or premium seating to the home opener of your choice in the CFL? What are you picking, Rennie?
Well, I'd like to say the Grey Cup, but I think I can't access the Grey Cup, so I'm going to try the Rough Rider opening day tickets.
Congratulations, man. Thank you for playing, and we'll see you at Mosaic Stadium. Rennie, any parting words before we let you go? You going to continue to play the Bet Regal Sportsbook, or what's your immediate plans here for betting in the rest of 2021?
The best part of the whole thing was that it was playing with house money, not my own. So probably best to stay away from putting any money up on Bet Regal, unfortunately.
Well, you're clearly very good at it. So congratulations again on winning the Build Your Bank Challenge, and have a great weekend. Rennie, thanks for being a good sport.
Thank you very much. Go Riders.
Rennie Bessette of Saskatoon, the winner of the inaugural BetRegal.net Build Your Bank Challenge. And he says he's not good at betting. Well, he just won this amongst the many, many participants in the Build Your Bank Challenge. Hey, before we shut her down for a brand new week, or shut her down for another week, the MySask 411 Business of the Week. We do it every Friday. The MySask 411 Business of the Week, presented by our friends at Direct West, is Northern Lights Casino. Experience the friendly customer service at Northern Lights Casino in Prince Albert. Whether you're looking for great games, quality dining, or entertainment, Northern Lights Casino has it all. It's the place to be in Prince Albert at any time of year for fun and excitement. Find them at MySask 411 today. I love that place. Northern Lights Casino in Prince Albert. And again, download the MySask 411 app. It is like a phone book in your hand. And hey, you're heading to Prince Albert. You want to find a casino. Type it in the search engine. Boom. They'll steer you to the Northern Lights Casino, our MySask 411 Business of the Week. Well, it's been something. We've got lots to follow here throughout the weekend in advance of those CFL Division Finals. We'll be back here on Monday talking about them, as well as the Vanier Cup. Don't forget, 1 p.m. Eastern, the Saskatchewan Huskies up against the Western Mustangs from Laval Stadium in Quebec City. It's a huge sports weekend. Don't forget about the hockey, and we'll see you all Monday at noon Eastern to talk about it on the RP Show right here on Game Plus Television. Let's make some noise!
Approved. Right on. Oh, no. How about that? LFG